Hey guys, Pawnce here, and I hate having to make one of these videos, but something with this game here, League of Legends, has just felt really off for the last little while now. You might remember some time ago, many months ago at this point, I guess, I made a bunch of videos, or actually two videos, possibly three, on the topic of creep block and pathing and stuff like that, and how it just seemed really wrong, like Riot had done something. Turns out that was true, like Riot actually had messed with the code in terms of how you path and interact with minion, like creep block and stuff like that. Uh, and so I'm wondering if something like that is going on again. I'm mainly here just to kind of, I don't know, maybe get some people to chime in on this if they've noticed anything as well. Now, obviously, now that I mentioned that, this introduces the element of bias into people, I've mentioned this before. But I mean, if you happen to have thought of this beforehand, like something is just wrong compared to before with the creep log. I'm just kind of curious if, yeah, again, anyone else has been noticing anything. In my experience, like it just feels like something is wrong, not massively like before. Like every game I was running into something because I don't know why Riot did whatever they did, but it was just horrible. And then the other reason, well, there's actually a couple of reasons of asking. And then there's on top of that, they said they would slowly try and reintroduce elements of that, but just not, minus the suck parts. So if there is something going on right now, it doesn't feel quite as bad. It's just every once in a while I run into something very wonky where the character paths around stuff in just a, well, yeah, for lack of a better term, an awkward way. For example, like the old system, when they just introduced something, I wouldn't be able to do this anymore. Like the character would go whoop and then like go all the way around and just do something stupid like that. But I'm still kind of getting caught on stuff very strangely, which I'm wondering if it might not be the case of pathing, but like maybe they changed minion movement or something. I'm not entirely certain, but definitely I'm just noticing a lot of really strange stuff. I've heard, or rather, in sort of my rather cursory, internet detective work, I've seen people say that since the introduction of Talia, things have seemed a little bit weird. And the closest thing I could find in terms of anything, in terms of official, that Riot said about pathing, is they changed how pathing works in interacting with Talia's alt wall. But I mean, that's not. I mean, it really shouldn't affect minion stuff like this. See, like that was a shade of it there. Like I feel like before the character wouldn't have got like, see how he got caught there and then like turned back and then went around. But then I try it again, he goes like right through. So I'm not sure if that's an example. Again, it's like it's much harder to get examples of it because it's a lot more subtle and it doesn't seem to come up nearly as often. Again, if this was the old system that I was bitching about months ago, I would have just like the character would have started recalling or just died or something stupid like that. So yeah, again, just I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy here, but the thing is, just like I don't know. It almost feels like Riot has lost my trust in regards to something as basic as pathing, and I'm just really paranoid about it now. When I run into it, it's like, well, did I fuck up or did Riot do something stupid now? Because before I could rather confidently say, well, I just screwed this up. That was me. That's on me. Whatever. But now I know. Like all those times. When the pathing system was weird, and they technically Riot did announce it, like somewhere in like hidden on their PVE boards or something, and I didn't see it. And yeah, it just turns out it was all wrong that whole time. It kind of feels like I don't know if this was like something I read recently or a story someone told me. It's like they were saying they used to like swing a toy sword at their cat just for fun. The cat would just not react to it because it trusts its owners. And then one day this other kid came over, like a next door neighbor or something, and they swung the sword at the cat and then actually hit it. And then every time thereafter, the cat would now flinch because that expectation that it's going to get hit was just introduced, whereas that wasn't a thing before. But anyway, bizarre analogies aside, that's really all I'm kind of wondering about. So yeah, if you guys have any stories in the comments and whatnot, please feel free to let me know. Again, this is not. I'm not saying they did do something conclusively. Again, I certainly do have that. I'm aware of the fact that through past trauma, I'm a bit more sensitive to the fact that maybe, something that's not actually wrong might seem wrong. But again, last few months, I would say, something just felt subtly off. So yeah, actually, if anyone could point to a Riot post or something, or patch notes or something, like some kind of supporting evidence, that would be much appreciated. But I can't personally find anything, which leads me to believe there really wasn't anything. But anyway, that's it for now. I'm off to go stream twitch.tv/Pawnce and yell about creep block on there as well. Oh, I should probably mention I've also heard similar stories, but not quite the same. Where like targeting in minions seems a bit different. Where like things are standing close to each other, it tends to target the wrong minion. I've run into that a few times, but again, it was only once or twice, so I'm not so sure. That was just simply like a few things I've heard from other people. But anyway, yeah. Goodbye.